Hello again, friends. It's me, and this is part 2 of our video lesson today. In a perfect world, I would have edited these two pieces together, but you know what? I'm an old man, and I barely understand how computers work. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to talk to you about one of our weather words. We're going to be talking about the weather word moisture. And speaking of not knowing how technology works, I'm going to try to read us this book. And okay, so far it looks like it works. Hopefully you're seeing the pages of the book. So we're going to talk about this weather word right here, moisture, the word moisture. The amount of moisture in the air is called humidity. Warm air has more moisture than cold air. So, and I think I've said this before, believe it or not, the air that's in the room around you actually has little tiny droplets of water in it. You can't see them, but they're actually there. Sometimes it has more water in the air than other times. We call that water, that invisible water that's floating around in the air, we call that humidity. If you go to some places, you can be very high humidity and the air feels very sticky and heavy. If you go to the desert, usually that air has no humidity in it and it feels much less heavy, much less sticky. So that's humidity. Humidity is the moisture that is in the air. Let's see if I can advance to the next page. Yes, at night, when the air cools down, it can't hold as much moisture. The moisture the moisture forms on the ground is called dew. If you've ever gone outside in the morning and you notice the ground is wet, that's the moisture from the air that's settling down on the ground, and we call that dew. If the temperature goes below freezing, the dew freezes, and then we call it frost. So here are two little vocabulary words for us. Dew, which is the moisture you find on the ground in the morning, even if it hasn't rained, and frost is when that moisture freezes, if it's really super cold. Let's move on to the next page. Moisture makes clouds. When water evaporates from rivers, lakes, and oceans, it's called vapor. It moves up with the warm air and forms little droplets of water or ice crystals. And that's how a cloud is formed. So if you just took a glass of water and you filled it up and you set it down on your table, and you left it there for a really, really, really long time, eventually the water would start to disappear. It would evaporate. Little bits of the water would float out of the glass and up into the air. And this can take a long time, but it's always happening. So water is constantly evaporating from the oceans and going up into the air. And that's what makes the clouds that you see. All the clouds used to be water that was once on the ground but has evaporated and gone up into the air. All right, let's see if there's some more moisture talk we can do. There we go. Clouds come in all shapes and sizes. There are 3 main kinds of clouds, and we're going to talk more about these later. But if you look, not all clouds look the same. There are cumulus clouds, which are sort of the white puffy clouds, look like big cotton balls. Those are called cumulus clouds. There are also cirrus clouds, which are these sort of streaky ones. And stratus clouds are low and gray, and sometimes they bring snow or rain. So there you go. Is there more moisture talk beyond that? Let's see. There are other kinds of clouds with long names. They are called cumulus, cirrus, and stratus clouds. Clouds, remember, bring rain. That's where the rain comes from. They fall from the clouds. And I think that's about all we have on moisture. Nope, there's more. A cloud. Oh, this is a cool one. If a cloud is really close to the ground, we call that fog. If you ever go outside your house and it's really foggy out, that's because the clouds have drifted down all the way to the ground. And when you're walking or driving, you're actually walking or driving through a cloud. There we go. So if you want to, I've attached the book, Weather Words and What They Mean. It's always right here during these lessons. So if you want to go back and review all that, you can. But here is what I would like you to do. Boop. After you've watched this video, you're going to draw and label a picture that shows what you've learned about moisture. And you can use words from our word wall right here. These words are always here when you're doing your weather drawings or you're doing your weather writing. We always have these words right here for you to use. And some of them you may want to use for this. Like, look over here. We've got tornado, we've got clouds, we've got puffy, we've got droplet, we've got cumulus, we've got stratus. Those are the different kinds of clouds. We talked about the puffy clouds, the cumulus clouds, the stratus clouds. So your job, you're going to get a piece of paper. You're going to draw a picture that shows something you learned about moisture, something you learned from watching this video, something you learned from watching the read along of the book, something you learned from your teacher. And you're going to draw a picture that shows what you know about moisture, and you're going to add some words onto it. Maybe the word temperature, maybe the word cloud, maybe the word droplet, maybe the word water. Add some words onto your drawing. Okay, there you go. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me or Ms. Dano. We'll be happy to answer them for you. But there you go. You know what to do, so get to work. Prof. out.